The biological molecules of cells. I will be discussing the groups of biological molecules and how they break down into small molecules of subunits, and how our bodies then take those subunits and build from them into large molecules that make up our cells. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are known to be an energy source, but are, as well as we all know, in one way or another, carbs are also easily stored in our bodies. In our opinion, we may feel that carbs aren't needed in our bodies, but for plants and fungi, carbs also have structural functions. Monosaccharides. What we know to be simple sugars, also known as monosaccharides, due to being a single sugar molecule. A simple sugar can consist of 3 to 7 carbons. Monosaccharides often pass many polar OH functional groups, which makes them suitable in water. Desaturides. Two or more saccharides linked together by a dehydration synthesis. Reaction is a desaccharide which has three categories known as maltose, sucrose, and lactose. Maltose contains two glucose subunits and is known to be relied on when it comes to brewing of beer. Cirrhosis is found in sugar beers and sugar cane, mostly used as a sweetener. Lactose is usually found in milk and consists in glucose molecules combined with a glucose molecule. Polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are polymers of monosaccharides using glucose. Some polysaccharides function as short-term energy storage molecules because they are much longer than a polysaccharides. Polysaccharides cannot pass through a plasma membrane easily and are kept stored within the cell. Plants also store glucose as starch. Lipid foods. Liptides are lipid foods. Lipid foods are hydrogen salted in water. And examples are your dairy, your oils, and your fats, which you may notice do not mix. Lipids are very diverse and they have varied structures and functions. Fats and oils are some well known lipids. The difference between fats and oils is that fats are solid at room temperature, while oils are lipids at room temperature. Although, when it comes to animals and fats, are used for long-term energy storage and in solution, while animals use fats, plants use oil for long-term energy storage. Proteins. Proteins play a big part in the structures and functions of cells. Some functions include where some proteins are structural proteins, metabolisms where many proteins are transport were channeled and carried. Proteins in the plasma membrane allow substance to enter and exit cells' defense, where some proteins known as antibodies combine with disease, causing agents to prevent from destroy cells regulations where are regulator proteins and motions where the proteins and actions allow parts of cells to move and cause molecules to contract. The monomers of proteins. Proteins are actual polymers, while their monomers are called amino acids. Amino acids have a unique carbon skeleton. The amino acid is appropriate because one of the two functional groups is an NH2 or amino group, while the other is a COOH or an acid group. As the figure shown, there are 20 different amino acids which differ by their particular R groups. Peptides. A peptide is formed where two amino acids are joined by a dehydration synthesis reaction between the amino group of one and the amino group of the other. The resulting covalent bond between two amino acids is called a peptide bond. A chain of many amino acids joined by a peptide bond forms a polypeptide. How does our body break down our food? In the next slide, this cycle pretty much explains how the breakdown of carbs in our foods. You have your food products, your polypeptides, your desaturated, and your monosaturated foods. Thank you for watching. The end.